Welcome to Crafted Sweetly. In this video, I will be showing you how to do book folding, a measure, mark, and fold technique for a cat silhouette. So I created my own pattern. I do have the software to do so, and created my own pattern, but you can purchase already put together patterns on Etsy, and I have some links below for that. So again, I'm using a measure, mark, and fold technique. That's the easiest technique to start out with. So we'll be using a metric ruler. We'll be using centimeters for the book folding. And my particular book has 335 pages and it's 23.4 centimeters tall. So you need a book that's at least 23 centimeters. Again, mine is 23.4 centimeters tall. And I needed that information when I created the pattern to enter into my software. Some requirements on the book. It has to be a hardcover. The edges on the page have to be smooth. They cannot have a rough cut. So the pages that have sort of uneven edges, those would not work. You have to have a completely smooth finish to it. Smooth, even page. The book also cannot have pictures in it, just printed pages. Otherwise, they will show up in your pattern. So something like that, this book would not work. You will need a sharp pencil to mark the book. Once you have the pattern printed, you can look at the pages that you need to mark. So basically the pattern will tell you the page number and then the measurements you need to put on there. So page 1 will be 5.3 and then 5.8. Page 3, which is actually the second leaf in your book, is 1.9 and 2.6. And then you're going to take your book and turn it 90 degrees so that the book is horizontal and it opens up, the flap comes towards you. And we're going to mark the book at 5.3 centimeters and then the 5.8. And we're just going to go down the list, and as you do the pages, you just need to mark off the ones you've done, otherwise it does get confusing. So basically we're just gonna go, and then with each one you're going to flip and then do the next one. And don't forget to mark it off. It can get confusing if you forget where you're at. Generally, I'll end up using a piece of paper just to kind of keep track of my lines and all the numbers don't run together. The other thing that's important is to make sure that the left side of your ruler is right at the top of your page. If you're too far in, your measurements are going to be off. So you just continue measuring each page. Accuracy is definitely key. So then you get at the end of the book, again, last page is not, it's the heavier page, that one does not get marked. So once you've marked your entire book, you will basically have the pattern marked on the edge of the pages. So you can, each of one of those pages corresponds to basically a line in that pattern that will create the image. I use a bone folder again. I have a couple different sizes. I like this particular one because it's a smaller one and it fits in my hand, so it's easy to fold. To mark the pages. Now when you fold the pages, the corners, you're going right where the mark is and you're trying to fold at 90 degrees. Now if the page itself is has a mark that's either at the top of the book or at the bottom of the book, you're not going to be able to do that, to fold it at 90 degrees. So you basically fold it in such a way so that the tip of the page goes right into the spine of the book. And then crease it as much as possible. That will give you very nice sharp pages. So we're using again the mark as the point of where the page will be folded. And we do this. So now if you are able to fold it at 90 degrees, as in these pages, because the mark is farther down, sort of almost like the middle of the page, then fold it at 90 degrees. I fold everything and mark everything with the spine towards me. But if it's easier, you can fold it the other way. Then, occasionally I'll do this if the book is towards the end, especially, just because there are too many pages to kind of try and hold. So then I just stick my phone on top of the pages that are already folded to keep the book down. So that's, sort of the pattern where we're at. You can almost tell from this, we're at this point, we're at the bottom most section of the pattern, and that's was creating the toe, and then that upper part will create the face on the cat. Once you do a few of these, you can actually tell if there's something wrong with the pattern, or if you misfolded something, you mismeasured something. You'll be able to tell because it doesn't make sense where that fold should be. So I'll generally go back and double check to make sure that I marked that page correctly. So now as you get towards the end of the book here, again, the last page, you're not folding, there's no mark on it, and there is the pattern. Now, depending on the pattern, you can leave it as is. That's a beautiful cat silhouette. I oftentimes like to color my pages. It just stands out more. So if you put a little bow at the bottom of the book, it holds it together. So I like to color my designs. They stand out so much better than just the fold itself. So what you need to do at this point is go back, and I use a black Sharpie marker, and basically I just color just the edge of the page and draw a black line between the two folds, and that will color your design. And you do this for the entire book. I do put a piece of paper between them just in case I run over and color the next page where I shouldn't. And there is the book with the folded pages and the design of the cat silhouette. Now some of these the pages are kind of sticking out a little bit. I can use a little bit of glue. I use a art glitter glue. There's no glitter in it, but it just dries clear, and it dries really fast, doesn't take much. And I put just a little bit of glue on those pages that way the flap doesn't stick out. And it's only a couple of those. It depends on the pattern itself. Sometimes you don't need this at all. But that particular one, because it's the first page and nothing holding it down, it does have that little tab. So that way it doesn't stick out. And there you have the design of the cat silhouette. I do like to put a bow at the bottom to hold the book together, and you can also cover the book itself with some pattern paper if you wish. Please check below in the description for some links to patterns and the ruler that I used and some additional information. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. These are some of the designs you will be able to do with measure, mark, and fold. And then some of these are combi folds, which have additional techniques that are involved. Thanks so much, and see you next time.